Which country borders the greatest number of other countries? I've seen many sources claim that this is China, having borders with 14 countries. North Korea, Russia, Mongolia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Laos, and Vietnam. China's claim to the title of most bordering countries, however, is not uncontested. Welcome to TwoLambdaPlusBlack. I am Heirua. First of all, I want to be clear. I am speaking of land borders, as most people usually are when they use the term borders. Land borders are already a large enough can of worms, so this topic should be able to keep us busy enough before considering borders in the water. How many countries does Russia border? It's easy to think that the complete list goes Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Belarus, Ukraine, Georgia, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, China, and Mongolia. But in fact, there's multiple countries for which it's easy to miss that they border Russia when looking at a map not too carefully. The first of these is Norway. Norway may seem to be a Sweden and a Finland separated from Russia, but in fact it slivers past its Fennoscandian brethren along the Arctic coast to meet Russia at a 23-kilometer-long border. Fun side note, back when Russia tuned its time zones 1 hour forward, this area of Russia was in UTC+4, while Norway, like most of the EU, was in UTC+1, so crossing this border would have skipped you 3 hours. The Norway-Russia border, however, is not quite as subtle as the North Korea-Russia border, which cuts off China from having a coast on the Sea of Japan by only 17 kilometers. Finally, there's Poland and Lithuania. These two countries do not border the main contiguous portion of Russia, but instead border the Russian exclave of Kaliningrad at the Baltic Sea. It is particularly notable that whether Lithuania borders Russia is arguably a double inversion of expectation. An initial response to the question, does Lithuania border Russia, could be yes, by the reasoning that Lithuania is a Baltic state and thus is between Russia and the Baltic Sea. But it turns out that unlike Estonia and Latvia, Belarus completely cuts Lithuania off from Russia along Lithuania's eastern border. But the answer to, does Lithuania border Russia, isn't no, because it turns out Lithuania still in fact borders Russia, just on its west rather than its east. So, which country borders the greatest number of other countries? It's a tie between China and Russia, with 14 bordering countries each. But what if we considered Hong Kong and Macau countries? Hong Kong has almost all of the properties of an independent country without being independent itself, and Macau is somewhat similar. If you decide to loosen up country to beyond sovereign states and include entities with just some of the properties of a country, then you could bump China up to 16. But if you also count question mark countries, then you could also include Abkhazia and South Ossetia among the countries Russia borders. Inconveniently, Russia recognizes them as legitimate countries, so Russia could be up to 16 as well. It's once again a tie. You could further inflate China's number if you resolve the Spratly Islands dispute exceptionally creatively. And you could deflate China's number by depriving China of its border of Pakistan if you resolve Indian-Pakistani territorial disputes in Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan completely in India's favor. So there are several extant territorial recognition perspectives in the world that would make either China or Russia the country with the most bordering countries. By most standard conventions, though, China 14, Russia 14, tie. To further feed our curiosity, though, what's the country with the third most bordering countries in the world? The answer to this question is France. It borders Spain, Andorra, Monaco, Italy, Switzerland, Germany, Luxembourg, and Belgium. That's 8. Now add in Suriname and Brazil, since they border French Guiana, which is part of France, and so we're up to 10. And to bring France to 11, France borders the Netherlands. Yes. Even though France and the Netherlands are a Belgium apart in the European mainland, France borders the Netherlands on the Caribbean island that they share, named St. Martin. It is in fact due to this that many of the Google image results when you search up 4-color world map are wrong. In a true 4-coloring, France and the Netherlands cannot be the same color because of their Caribbean border. Thanks to my patrons for helping make this video possible. If you would like to join them, go over and throw me a few bucks at patreon.com/Heirua. See you next time, and remember to love the night.